Hello, Flat Rock third graders. Today, I want to talk with you about your third grade Civil War projects and specifically how you're going to gather information and how you're going to cite your sources. Now, there are 5 different topics within your classroom, and so I'm going to run through all 5 of those, how to gather the information, and then how to write the source citation. It's going to be important to listen to everything because the information will apply to each of you. So let's start here with the encyclopedia on SC Discus. Now, 4 of the topics, this is where you're going to find your information. If you have the firing on Fort Sumter, the invention of the cotton gin, the exploits of Robert Smalls, and or William Sherman as your topic, this is where you're going to look. The last topic, the H.L. Hunley, we are going to find that information in a book that's in the library, and I'm going to show you everything to do with that as well. But let's start with how to get our information from SC Discus. So remember, to get on Discus, you go to the Flat Rock website. Right here under Quick Links is SC Discus. Click on it. That takes you directly to Discus. And then there's multiple ways to find it on Discus, but just go to Discus Kids and scroll down, and right there you have Britannica Elementary. Now, let's just start with our first topic. And our first topic was the firing on Fort Sumter. So when you go to type in your search, you don't need to type in all of those words. There are 2 key words in there. Firing on Fort Sumter, the keywords would be Fort Sumter. So all we're going to type in on the search here, and you put the cursor in the search bar, is type in Fort Sumter. And then you click enter. And it does your search for you. Now, if I had spelled that incorrectly, it might not have brought up any information. It is important to spell it correctly. But since I spelled Fort Sumter and clicked enter, I have quite a bit of information that came up. But it's usually on Discus a good idea to click on that very first one because it's going to be the closest match for the information that you need. So I'm just clicking on Fort Sumter, and now I can read about the introduction, the background, and the attack. Now, your topic, if you have Fort Sumter, is the firing on Fort Sumter. So most of your information will probably come right in here from the attack. But remember, you're looking for 3 pieces of information. So in looking through this, in the early morning of April 12th, 1861, Confederate forces began firing on Fort Sumter. After 34 hours, the U.S. troops in the fort surrendered. The troops marched out, waved the U.S. flag on April 14th. Confederate troops then took over the fort. Northern forces bombarded the fort many times until the Civil War ended in 1865. So you can go back. Please do read some of the background information, read the introduction, because the introduction actually tells you that Fort Sumter was the site of the very first attack during the American Civil War. Now, there's a lot of information I've just shared with you. Your group needs to pick 3 pieces of information and put it in your own words. Now, I will go ahead and tell you that Fort Sumter, being the site of the very first attack for the Civil War, is important, but you don't want to copy the sentence word for word. You might say something like, the American Civil War started at Fort Sumter. So that takes this information, but it puts it in your own words. Now, once you have that information, you need to write a source citation. And this is going to be the same for every single group who finds any information on SC Discus. Here's how you're going to write it. Whatever your topic is right here, say it's Huckleberry Finn. And then after that, you're writing Britannica Elementary, underline that and put a period, 2018, because this is 2018, put a period, and online and put a period. You found the information online, not in a book, so you're going to write it that way. So for example, instead of Huckleberry Finn, let's say that you had the cotton gin. Yours would say cotton gin. Let's say that you had the exploits of Robert Smalls. Yours would say Robert Smalls. And let me show you how I'm getting this information. Right here, Fort Sumter. That is our search. If you have the exploits of Robert Smalls, you would just search Robert Smalls because that's the keyword. And when we go there and open up Robert Smalls, we see right here, Robert Smalls is our topic. So when you are writing your source citation, right here, Robert Smalls, and then everything else is the same. As long as you copy this word for word, you will get 100% of your points for the citation. So if Robert Smalls is yours, you'll write it like this. If William Sherman is yours, now let me show you William Sherman. Let's say William Sherman is who you are writing about. William Sherman is actually William Tecumseh Sherman. This is your title right here. So when you write your source citation, you will need to write William Tecumseh Sherman because that is your title. And I know there are two groups who have that and they're looking for bits of different information, but this is your title. So for any information you need on SC Discus, you're going to write your title here, which is found right here. And then you are going to do one of these four, whatever your title is, Britannica Elementary 2018 online. Now let's talk a minute about the Hunley, because if your topic is the Hunley, then you are going to need to use a book that is in our library. This is the cover. I have it pulled for you. It is right here at the checkout desk, and every group can look at it while they're in class. But your citation on this book, it'll be just a little bit different. So for any book, you do author, and you do the last name, comma, first name, the title, and the date. Now, as you grow older, there is more information on both of these citations that you will give, but for third graders, this is all we need. So your citation for this book, I'm already doing it for you. It's written by Sally Walker. So you're going to write Walker, comma, S, period, because her last name is Walker, her first name is Sally. You could write out Sally if you want, but it is also appropriate to just put an S. The title of the book is Discovery of the H.L. Hunley. It is important to capitalize those keywords. Of and the are not keywords, but Discovery, H.L. Hunley are keywords, so they're capitalized. Underline it, put a period, and this book was published in 2006. So you will write 2006 and a period. Just to summarize, if you are looking for information on SC Discus, you will go to the Flat Rock website, click on SC Discus. Once you get there, Discus Kids, scroll down, and you have Britannica Elementary. In the search bar on Britannica Elementary, you will type in your search. You will type in Robert Smalls, William Sherman, Cotton Gin, or Fort Sumter. If your subject is the significance of the Hunley, then you are going to look in this book. Your source citation will look like this, and your source citation for Discus will look like this. I will leave these source citations on the board so that after you find your information from your source, you can make sure you have it written correctly. Remember, you only need one source for this project. I know you guys can do it and do a fantastic job.